They have blood on their hands, and they are all complicit. And it's really revealing that countries like, or people like Erdogan and Sisi and Abdullah and Jordan would support such a position. If these bases did not exist, there would be no Iranian counterstrikes. But it's like having military bases for Brazil or China or India or Russia in Canada. And then they start firing missiles into the United States, and the Canadian government says, it's none of our business, we're neutral. No sane person is going to accept that argument. That's an insult to our intelligence. So if today these countries in the Persian Gulf region were to declare that the United States military must leave and that they can no longer use their airspace, let alone their facilities, to attack Iran, then it would be over. Very simple. But unfortunately, all of these regimes, and that includes Egypt and Jordan and the Turkish regime, they're bound to the West. And they have not even condemned the U.S., Israel, they didn't even condemn the Israelis. They didn't condemn either Trump or Netanyahu for this active war, for murdering all these Iranians, for murdering our leader, for murdering 268. So they've really exposed themselves.
Is Iran prepared for that type of possibility that the U.S. or Israel could use a nuclear weapon?
The very fact that you raised this question, Sabrina, shows how barbaric and inhumane the regime in Washington and, of course, Tel Aviv is. It just shows that they have no sense of humanity, that they are true barbarians. The fact that people are talking about this indicates that these are not normal people, because no sane person talks about using nuclear weapons. No sane person contemplates using nuclear weapons. But Iran is going to continue to defend itself. Iran is not going to surrender its sovereignty to thugs because they're threatening to murder and exterminate our women and children. That's basically what Trump and Netanyahu's allies in power and in the media and in politics have been suggesting at times. So we will continue to fight and we will continue to resist. But if anyone really seriously contemplates using nuclear weapons, everyone is going to seek nuclear weapons, because from now on they'll know that the only way to protect yourselves against this sinister regime in Washington and its sinister ally in Tel Aviv is to have nuclear weapons. And in an era where AI is moving forward so fast and the new technologies are being developed so quickly, many countries in the near future will be able to develop their own nuclear weapons. If Iran has been defeated, why is he begging so many different countries to participate and help? And even if he did open, let's say, the Strait of Hormuz, and thousands of lives were lost, and the United States spent hundreds of billions of dollars to open the Strait of Hormuz, Iran's navy, which is in tunnels, speedboats that fire missiles, surface, sea-to-sea missiles, sea-to-ground missiles, sea-to-air missiles, the Navy will swiftly come out and start targeting. And Iran's missile capabilities, which we're seeing, are endless. Remember, another lie that we heard during the initial days, and we continue to hear, is that Iran is running out of missiles. Iran is running out of drones. Iran is running out of launchers. Well, today, in the last 2-3 days, Iran has been hitting the hardest since the beginning. So Iran will use those missiles and drones to destroy all the ships in the Persian Gulf region. And if the war escalates, all those oil and gas installations on the other side of the Persian Gulf would be destroyed too. So let's say he somehow does open the Strait of Hormuz, which is not necessarily going to be the case. There will be no oil. There will be no gas. There will be no ships to take that non-existing oil and gas. So his arrogance and his foolishness is leading the world towards a global economic catastrophe.